Hi there, we're going to talk today about Ayurveda. The idea behind this video is to give you a brief introduction to the principles of Ayurveda so you can apply them to your own life and improve your own health. This video is part of a three-part video, set of three videos. Each one is about a particular understanding, and the first one, as we're doing now, is Ayurveda, the principles of Ayurveda. The second one will be about immunity, and the third one will be more practical tools to improve your own immunity. If you are familiar already with Ayurveda's concept, you are welcome to move on to the next video. Otherwise, let's look at Ayurveda. Ayurveda, the word itself, is made up of two words in Sanskrit, Ayur and Veda. Ayur means life, and Veda means knowledge, knowing, or science. So Ayurveda is the science of life, or knowing how to live. The Ayurveda as a medicine system has been around for about 5,000 years. It is perhaps the oldest still practiced system of medicine. Ayurveda is not just a system of medicine, it's in fact a way of life. The ultimate goal of Ayurveda, beyond improving your health, is to lead to a place where we call moksha, or liberation, where you raise your consciousness and basically find freedom in this lifetime. Ayurveda is based on the principles coming from the Shankya system of philosophy, one of the 6 schools of philosophy that came from India. And the principles that Ayurveda is following in Shankya is that of the 5 elements. Most relevant for us, at least, is the 5 elements. And the 5 elements are ether, air, fire, water and earth. And the idea is that these elements are in everything. They are part of reality. They are in every atom. They are in the smallest organism, and then they are in the biggest planet and solar system, and in fact the whole cosmos, the whole universe is made up of these 5 elements. When the 5 elements come together in different quantities, they create different energies. So Ayurveda calls these energies dosha. And they say that there are 3 doshas. When the element of air and that of ether come together, they create what is known as vata dosha. When fire and water elements come together, they create pitta. And when water and earth elements come together, they create kapha. So kapha and pitta and vata are the 3 doshas, they're particular energies made up of the 5 elements that Shankya is teaching us. So Ayurveda is looking at these 3 doshas as a tool to diagnose pretty much everything. We can diagnose our health, we can diagnose the country we live in, we can diagnose the season, we can diagnose the food that we're eating, we can just understand things better through these kind of understandings of the 3 doshas. So what are the 3 doshas? So we said vata, pitta and kapha, but what does that mean? Vata dosha is an energy which has different qualities to it. So vata's qualities are light and dry and rough and subtle and mobile and clear. What does that mean? It means that things have a tendency, because they are made out of air and space, they are quite light, and because they are light, they are a bit cold and they become a bit rough. So these qualities kind of describe what the energy of vata is. In a similar way, pitta, it has different qualities. It's a bit more oily, it's hot, it's a bit more sharp. So when these qualities describe something, we can say, or when something is maybe sharp or hot, we can say it has a pitta quality to it. Think of a chili pepper, for example. It's very sharp, yeah, it's very hot, so it's like, ooh, it's fire. Kapha, on the other hand, is cold, and it's slow, and it's a bit more sticky. If you think of earth and water come together, it's a bit kind of muddy. So it's more sluggish, more sticky, it's more stable at the same time. Doshas are not bad, nor they are good, they're just qualities. And any dosha can be either good or bad according to the situation. For example, we can say that vata is very creative, it's free thinking. You know, the mind is very active and it can come up with amazing ideas. At the same time, it can be overactive and can get quite anxious. So vata dosha can only be good if it is balanced. In the same way, pitta can be very, very sharp, really understanding quite quick to grasp and understand ideas and applying your will to kind of get from here to there. But at the same time, if there's too much of it, you can become a bit aggressive. Yeah, you can become a bit angry. Kapha, on the other hand, while its qualities are really important when they're balanced, as in because it's very stable, it's very loving, you just kind of want to just be present and care for everyone else, because it's very kind of Mother Earth quality. And at the same time, when it gets too much, it can be a bit lethargic. And from caring and being stable, you become just kind of like a couch potato. You just don't want to move. Okay, so doshas are the result of the 5 elements, and when they are balanced, things go right. When they're not balanced, things go wrong. So this is kind of a general understanding of Ayurveda when we come to doshas. So why is this important? Because we are made up of these 5 elements, because everything is, and we are made up of these 3 doshas, because everything is, but us as individuals have a particular combination that creates our own individual dosha, we call that, or prakriti. So each person born in a particular constitution, a particular prakriti or particular dosha, as a result of your genetic makeup of your parents and their parents and their parents. So your ancestors have come together in this present moment to create you, and you as a result of that come into this world with a dosha. And this is very important, because what is right for one person might not be right for another person if they're not of the same dosha. What is right for a Vata person will not be right for a Kapha person or a Pitta person, because they need different things. They are made up of different energies. Alright, so Ayurveda is saying this is very, very important, because what is right for one may not be right for another one, because no one is the same as the other. So these are very, really important things to remember and to understand. Okay, so how do you know what is your dosha? Very important question, if that's what you were wondering. There are online questionnaires, you can go and read it up in books. The best thing obviously is to find some Ayurvedic consultant or practitioner who will work with you to tell you what is your dosha. Because up until you know what your dosha is, you might not know exactly what to do, what to eat, what kind of lifestyle to conduct. Because each dosha has food that will balance it and food that will aggravate it. Each dosha has a lifestyle that will balance it and lifestyle that will aggravate it. Okay, so try to kind of summarize. Ayurveda is saying that everything is made up of the 5 elements. The 5 elements come together to create the 3 doshas, different energies, and these 3 doshas exist in everyone, but everyone has different quantities of these doshas, and knowing your own dosha is essential for you to find out what is the best way for you to live. Okay, the next video will be about finding the way that Ayurveda talks about immunity and how to improve immunity. So tune in.